Joe Taylor and I'm racing here on my Lotus for the Club Endurance Championship at Alton Park. It's been fantastic working with Nitron Racing Systems. It's the first time I'm working with a suspension partner for this season in the Club Endurance Championship, and coming from a different suspension manufacturer, the transition's been brilliant. They're available at any moment I want them and support is absolutely fantastic. I decided to work with Nitron Racing Systems because it was a little bit different this year running in endurance races versus sprint races. I was having some balance issues with the car on my old suspension. Michael from Nitron reached out to me just to find out some feedback on what issues I was having. They were actually really confident on solving those issues. That's where the partnership formed, to be honest. They supplied me the first set of dampers, and my first round at Spa, instantly I could notice some fantastic difference. And we were running that well on this suspension setup that at Spa, we got our first podium in the championship this year. One of the advantages of working with Nitron Racing Systems is their turnaround time. They are awesome on support, but one of the key things for racers such as myself is the turnaround time on the refresh process. After a certain amount of hours in racing, you need to refresh your dampers. You get those sent off to those guys and they are super efficient at keeping you updated and getting those back for you in enough time to fit before your next championship round. Since our fantastic Spa weekend, we actually got our first win on Nitron Racing suspension at Silverstone this year in the Club Endurance Championship. At the end of the race, what we always do is we like to debrief the car. Chris will spend probably 4 hours or so going over the car, everything, wheels off, we'll be cleaning every component. And actually at Silverstone, we noticed a potentially defective item with the top mount bracket on the suspension. As you always would, you would go back to the manufacturer, in this case it was Nitron's, and there was absolutely no questions asked. We got brackets sent in the post the next working day. It actually transpires it wasn't Nitron's fault at all. We'd actually knocked the suspension multiple times in the same place, and on a quick visual inspection it looked a lot worse than it was. So even though it wasn't Nitron's fault and there wasn't a potentially defective product, they still dealt with me very fast, very efficiently, so that we could continue racing. When we first fitted the Nitron dampers, the handling, the compliance of the car was very impressive. I felt really comfortable straight away, which was surprising. We didn't have to adjust our driving style of the vehicle. It just coped with everything that we could throw at it. The balance was superb, the handling, the geometry that we always run, it handled it perfectly. So it was a fantastic experience and one that was not scary to change at all. Really easy to set up these dampers. They are only one way adjustable on the specific spec that I'm running, so you only have one point of adjustment really, other than your spring rates. It's about just trying to get the right amount of balance in the car for the circuit you're on. It's a perfect combination for road users because it doesn't baffle you, and with one point of change it's very easy to notice the difference that you're making to that suspension when you go out on track or whether you go out on road. So I'd absolutely love to continue this partnership with Nitron Racing Systems. I have full confidence in the product, it's well engineered, looks beautiful, and the support is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully, if we can continue this partnership throughout our racing career, we're going to get plenty more wins and trophies along the way.